that Indy 500 thing I think happened here in Indianapolis?
Just recently, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Joseph, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Hey, maybe you can chime in on this question of the day. With your spouse, biggest differences between you and your wife? Be careful, Joseph.
Yeah, it's a dangerous question. I would say, my wife, she is very organized and I'm very clean. So we complement each other. She organizes something and I make sure it's very clean.
Oh, he likes to clean.
Yeah.
Now that's a man right there. He likes to clean.
Very
I like
well
that,
done, Joseph.
Very nice.
Hey, what has it been like for you? I know that the season doesn't stop after the Indy 500, but it's still a whirlwind after you win. What's it been like?
It's been tiring, in a good way. I've been trying to tell people I'm tired and no one has any sympathy for me, which is totally fair. If you win the Indianapolis 500, it's just an amazing achievement for everybody. And, outside of the coolness of just that, I think, everyone asks what's the best part. And I think just winning the race is the best part, getting to drink the milk, kiss the bricks, the whole thing. You're not allowed to do that stuff unless you actually win the race. So that to me was the highlight. But it's also very tiring. We've been on a, nonstop media tour and then we went to Detroit last weekend immediately afterwards. So I've been trying to get back in the championship fight. But just worn down. The month of May, it's a long month and, it's pretty grueling on everybody and we're just trying to catch our breath right now.
It really is. I have to say my husband was actually, I think, semi-mad at me, Joseph, because I picked you to win the Indy 500. My husband was like, all right, I'm going to play some bets. Who you got? I said, I've got Newgarden. I said, I've got Joseph. We talked. I said, he's hungry. He's in it for the fight. And he's like, okay. And he got mad at me because he said, I've been doing this all these years. And my wife is the one who fixed it right. Like, well, there you go.
Thank you. You chose the right year. You gave me the good mojo.
I think so, too.
Hey, we have a big finale coming up for 100 Days to Indy this week. And it's been a lot of fun for people to see kind of that process of behind the scenes. What was that experience like for you? And obviously we know how it, how it culminates, but what has it been like for you as they follow you through that?
I think the best part's been the turnaround. You literally, if you've been following 100 Days to Indy, you watch a race weekend and you get the content from that race weekend literally a week or two later. And so, coming up this Thursday, everyone's going to see this build up and this behind the scenes action of the Indy 500. I've never seen a program that has such a quick turnaround time. So from that standpoint, it's been super exciting. And, no doubt, Indianapolis is a big motorsports community. Obviously, everybody knows about the Indy 500 and IndyCar. It's kind of like it's almost like a religion in Indiana.
Yeah.
It's a big deal, but it's everything that people have not seen before. It's the personalities. It's what's going on in the driver motorhome lot, during the whole month of May, outside of the on-track stuff. So that to me is what's been super exciting to see, is that people are going to have this access and this pull point that they've not had before, outside of just, seeing someone win the race and pulling from them to do that. They've got another reason, I think, to be invested. And there's a lot of great personalities. I've known it, being involved so long, but I think people are really going to, enjoy that.
One of my favorite parts about watching this, Joseph, was, of course, we love the behind the scenes, but I also like the personal stories that you guys are able to share, letting us into your home. You did that with your wife and little one as well. And I want to give a shout out to your wife and family, because I'm also married to someone who used to be a professional athlete. And I know this is a team effort. This takes a lot of time for you to be away from your family, right? So that's sort of something that we don't always recognize or we don't always see as fans. So a big shout out to your wife, and I know that you can agree on that front.
Oh, you're so right, and that's why, for me winning the race, it was just as big, if not bigger, for my wife than it was for me, because she's lived the heartbreak. If you don't win the Indianapolis 500, you leave the track. It's demoralizing. It's completely heartbreaking. And she has to live that. And she lives it with people not knowing it. You don't see that side of it. The people that walk away as not the winners, you don't see what happens, but it's tough. You put your whole life into it. And so I want to say she's endured the pain and the heartache over all these years. And so it absolutely is a sacrifice. There's a lot more to it, like you said, the time away, all that stuff. So she's been amazing. And to see a little glimpse of that, I think in the docuseries has been, super cool. It sheds a fun light on it. I think an understanding light, and that you can appreciate and really, you can relate a little bit better to the people that are in this sport.
Well, Josef, congratulations on your win and on the rest of the season, and to you and your wife and your little one. It's been a pleasure chatting with you, and we're excited to see the finale this Thursday at 9 p.m. on CW.
Exciting stuff. Thank you, Josef. Appreciate you as always, and congratulations again. Well deserved.
Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoy the show.
Love it. Thank you.
He's still cleaning milk out of his ears.
Know,
like, has to be. It's just.
I mean, that's such a. You're coming up just down from that high, and it's just so awesome, and he is just so well spoken and just seems like a wonderful person who really appreciates the sport and the community as well, who have really rallied around him. So I love seeing that.